Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela, with Doing Life with Angela. 7 days of love at 7 a.m. on the Doing Life with Angela. 7 p.m., y'all. I'm tired. But go ahead, do me a favor.
Yeah, we tired.
We tired. Go ahead, like, share, and comment. That's right, like, share, and comment. We do apologize for the tardiness, but we're here. We've been doing this. This is day 7. This is day 5 of 7 days of love. We've talked about self-care. We talked about the love of God. We talked about a love from a father. We talked about friendship love. Tonight we're going to talk about the love of a mother. I do have my sister Mary here. Say hello to Mary.
Hello, world.
We going to talk about a little bit of everything. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. You see that we have salads, and that's because we have already started our 30-day challenge of self-care, 30-day self-care challenge with Janelle Brown and some more ladies, and it has been phenomenal. In the midst of the 30-day self-help challenge, we are taking care of ourselves. We're doing things that we know we talked about. We're getting up and going to the gym. We're working on losing weight. We're getting up, putting on our clothes. Whatever we know we have been procrastinating with, we are doing it in these 30 days. And so, in the midst of us doing 7 days of love, at 7, Mary is talking about mother. And since she's talking about the love of the mother, and we was preparing our meals for the week, we decided to prepare them together. We've already prepped. We're going to do salads in a jar. And Mary did a little things, and she's going to talk to you about it. But we also have my sister in the back, which is Apostle Sheila O'Brien. And so Sheila is here too via link, and she's going to come in and she's going to talk to us. She's going to introduce herself as well. But let Mary say what she has to say, and then we're going to bring Sheila to the forefront.
Hello, world. As you know, I'm Mary. I'm the older sister of the bunch, and I'm a mother of 5. And the topic is 7 days of love, right? 7 days of love. Mm-hmm. And how do you show love? Love is such an action word as a mother, as a friend. And so I decided to show my love is to take care of my body, to reset my body as a mother, that my kids will have more years with me. And that's the way I can show them love. A love of a mother is unconditional. I don't know another love like a mother, that we'll go the extra mile. And so this 30 days, we on this journey. I'll vow to take care of my body, to truly, truly do some self-care, to restart, to kickstart my body.
Yeah. So she's a mother of 5. I'm a mother of 3. And so we're going to let my sister come up and introduce herself, which most of you guys already know them, but we're talking global now. Somebody one day is going to jump on here and don't know us, so we're not going to be so common that we think everybody knows us. So let's welcome Apostle Sheila O'Brien. Hey, Sheila.
Hi, guys. I hope y'all can hear me because your volume coming to me is low. You guys hear me good?
Yes,
I'm loud enough for you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so, I think that's better, Woody. He told me to tilt my camera up. So, hi. This kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting to be on here, but nevertheless, God is good. So, I think it's such an amazing topic because there is so much that you can say about that word love. And I think that for me, many of you guys, like Angela said, you guys pretty much know our family because, we're out there. Um, we've known just from the neighborhood that we come from. And so those that know us know that we are a pretty tight knit family. And love is not just something that we say, but love is something that we do. We
Oh, okay.
express love.
I don't mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off. Can you do me a favor and tip your laptop screen down a little bit, right, a little more up, back up a little bit, back right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Stay
That's
right there.
good.
Yes, that's great.
Is that good right there? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So yeah, like I was saying, that we just don't say it; we express it. There, we have an expression of love with our family, and I think that because we've been taught that from kids, from our parents, especially our father, that it has really helped us to show that love and spread that love to our children, to our spouses, and not only to those, but those that are around us and to those that are a part of our tribe. And so the mere fact that we are in the month of celebrating, in the month of February, celebrating Love Month, excited that Angela has taken it a step further to let us know that this is not just about quote unquote Valentine's Day, but this is such a huge expression of love. And we talked about that today in church, talked about the love of the Father and the intimacy with the Father, and that we really, 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 truly do not know what pure love is, what true love is, until we really have intimacy, until we really fall in love with the Father. It is that love that we get from the Father Himself. I'm talking about our Heavenly Father that truly, truly, truly shows us how to love.
Yeah. And so we know that we have falling in love with Jesus and he's in love with us. And even though we don't talk about, a mother as far as from God, but we do talk about father love. And while we're talking, we're just gonna prepare our meals. Start from the salad first, the salad dressing first.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did say that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so
I did.
we're gonna we're gonna prepare our salads as we talk. And so let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the salad dressing first. You just do the salad in a jar from instead of when you build a salad, you build from the end to the beginning. You're gonna build from the beginning to the end. Whatever you put on your salad last is what you're gonna put in the jar first. And so that's what we're gonna do today. And so we're gonna start with our salad jar, our dressing.
And you want to say, how is this an act of love? This is an act of love because we was going to do the salad in the jar. And I said, why not? Well, we go ahead and meal prep. And so I came over here and we meal prep because my sister want to lose 5 pounds. Woo, 5 pounds.
I actually want to lose 20 pounds, but I want to lose 5 pounds like in the next week. So I don't eat a lot, and so it's what I eat that's causing me to gain weight, as well as what I drink. And so anyway, my sister Sheila, she's a mother of one. I'm a mother of three. Pastor Mary is a mother of five. And what I've learned,
6 by marriage.
six by marriage.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Okay, so in truth be told, let me talk. I'm a mother of five as well because my husband have one, and we have a niece slash cousin slash goddaughter. So I'm a mother of five, and so you learn as a mother that you can't love every child the same. You
No,
can
you
love them,
cannot.
but you can't assume that every child personality identity is going to be the same. You can't chastise every child the same.
No, you cannot.
You can't express anger to every child the same. Take for instance, I have a child, Ken, that if you raise your voice at him, you might as well say you beat him. He cannot take you yelling at him. And I understand he gets that from me because I'm extremely tone sensitive. I don't like people talking to me in an aggressive voice, and I don't like people talking to me loud. And so I've learned Ken cannot take me yelling at him. Take Eric. Eric is a child that laughs at everything I say. He don't care how mad I'm at him. He don't care what I say to him. He laughs. And I think sometimes it's a nervous laughter. Morgan, on the other hand, she want to be so tough, but yet she's extremely sensitive. And why am I telling you that? Because when you have children, you have to understand their personality, right? You have to see who God has created them to be, and you have to love them or address them or approach them in that way. And so, how do you find the difference in your kids, Mary?
As you know, I have I like to say an older set and a younger set. And so the older set tend to be more tough, like I am. You know, they can withstand some stuff. They can take me, hollering and screaming when they was young. When the last two couldn't. More sensitive, very sensitive. One of mine is that fourth child is very sensitive, and so I handle them all in a different way. And just like you said, they all have their own personality, and so you have to know their personality. You have to know their traits. You have to know their triggers. What they need. One may need to be cuddled. One may need, just to spend some quality time. I have four young ladies and one son. And by my son, when I used to take him to the barber shop, that was our time to spend our own personal time. And me and the girls would go to the nail shop or whatever. But you got to know them in their own personal way and what it takes for them. And you may say, well, how you deal with that? You ask the father. I could not have raised them without the help of the father, without what like people like to say, a village. But I guarantee you that I chose my village very carefully when I was raising my children. And so you got to know what you have in your house. You got to know what God has given unto you to raise your children. How to set the standards for them, because every house is different. I remember when my mom came up, we had some standards in our house, and we used to say, "Oh boy, I would never raise my children like my mama raised up." The devil is a liar. When I tell you my mom raised us good, and I was thinking about that on my way over here. We said sometime, well, I didn't have everything in life. I didn't have this. We had everything that we needed. We didn't miss a beat. My mom didn't miss a beat with her love. However she chooses to show it, it may not be in the way that we wanted, or it may not be TV look or magazine look, but it was the perfect love that she knew how to give us.
Hold that thought, because that is so great as far as the generation that we came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
We parent different, we love different, we express our love different.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Apostle Sheila, you was blessed with one child, hallelujah, because I got a village in an army that keeps me on my knees times 3, 5. And so, how did you learn your child personality, and what do you see about it? You can't hear me, Pastor Sheila? So, Pastor Sheila, can you hear me? I think she's frozen. Yeah. She may be frozen. I don't think she can hear me. So we're probably going to have to try to bring her back later. But what I was saying is that, people love totally different back in the days. Matter of fact, they showed their love more so than telling you that they love you. They cook for you, they clean for you, but they didn't say the words "I love you."
Mm-hmm.
They didn't embrace you, but they was always there for you. Take my mom for instance.
Mm-hmm.
My mother
Our
didn't.
mother.
Oh, sorry. We're so what you call it, possessive. Our mother never said the words "I love you," right? Not until I believe my father died.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the reason she started saying "I love you" is because she knew we was gonna miss it from. She knew absent of my father, brother.
Mm-hmm.
She knew our father used to say "I love you." She knew our father used to hug and embrace us, and so she felt like I feel that she felt like she needed to pick up his slack, pick up what he left off. Um, what I noticed about her before she could say "I love you," she would say "I love you too."
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't just say "I love you."
Yeah.
She would say "I love you too." Now she's able to say "I love you." Even when you don't say it, she'll say it all day. She
Mm-hmm.
always be like, "I love you, I love you," and I think it broke something in her as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pastor Sheila, are you back?
I'm back, I think.
Okay, so tell us about you and you saw your personality of your daughter and how you're handling her.
Oh wow, my child, she's 17, just shy of 18 in about 7 more months, and she is in a league of her own. A lot of people say that she has my personality, in a sense, but people say that about your kids, but I honestly sometimes don't know that we actually see that in them yet. Maybe I don't see it yet because she's still a teenager. You probably see your kids' personality in you guys because they're adults. Mine's not quite there yet. And so we are still at that stage of getting her to that place of, when they're teenagers, they only think about themselves. It's what they want and how they want it, and nothing else really matters. And so that's kind of like the stage that we're at. She's not rebellious in a sense like that. Like, I don't have to be freaked out about her and worried about her. And I choose not to, because the Lord reminded me today, He said, I gave her to you as a gift. And so I often tell the Lord that if this is a gift that you gave me, then I've given her back to you. We've given her back to you. And so now you have to protect and cover her. And so while there could be many things that I could worry about where she's concerned, I just simply choose not to, because the Lord has given me a promise amongst so many promises from Romans 4:17 through 21. The same promises that He spoke to Abraham when He told him that He was going to make him a father of many nations, and that regardless of how Abraham looked, how he felt, his age, Sarah's age, the position that they were in, he believed God against hope. And so I'm the same way when it comes to our child. I believe God regardless. And I believe that she's going to grow into such a well rounded, intelligent, respectful young woman that is going to make not only her father and I proud, but God is going to be proud of her as well. So I'm still learning, y'all.
I like what you said as far as God gave her to you, right? God gave us our children. They're our gift, right? I remember one time my oldest son, Kenneth, was running the streets. He wanted to be a gangster. I don't know where he got it from, but the streets just kept calling him. And death was running behind him, trying to catch him. And I remember me praying so hard for him, and God said, I'm going to give him back to you. I'm going to say it again. God said, I'm going to give him back to you.
Yeah.
So, in spite of what Kenneth would do, in spite of his reaction, I just remember God saying, I'm going to give him back to you. And so, with that being said, Ken is 33 years old, and I could not be more proud of him.
Amen.
The way he show up for life, the way he's showing up for himself, how he hustled to get the things he want in life. I'm just super proud of him. And so I say that to say you cannot write your kids off because they don't look like what you think they should be. And I know
Absolutely.
I talked about this on the Mommy and Me show. I used to judge Judge Morgan, right? I used to not like some of the things that Morgan did until God reminded me that I did a lot of things that my parents did not like, a lot of things that I didn't get from my mother. And I remember, again, going back to Ken, I remember when Ken was running the streets, and I was like so embarrassed. I was like, God, where did he get that from? Because I believe that when you show up in the world, me being your mother, you show up representing me. And I didn't like the way he was representing me. I didn't like how he was showing up. And God reminded me that the things that I was doing in life, I didn't get it from my mother nor my father, but yet I did it. And so it gave me peace that I wasn't the reason that he turned out to be doing the things he did. It gave me peace. And so sometimes I say that to say, sometimes we don't like what our children look like, but we have to not judge ourselves. We have to not beat ourselves up and think, I'm such a horrible parent. And for years, I used to think I was a horrible parent. It wasn't until I think last year, a year for last, Kenneth came to Woody and I, and he was saying he's so thankful how we raised him.
And you know what? That goes to show they may stray, but they'll come back. You know, I remember Tony used to say all the time, all the good he learned it from home. What he learned bad was from the street. So he was saying it's no reflection on you as a parent because we did the best that we know how. And I honestly believe when I said that, I know we did the best we know how, because we will pull from each other. We were confining each other to make sure that we were steering our children in the right direction. And we needed we needed advice from each other. We didn't shy away and said, how do you do it? How do you get this far? You know, we was there for each other. And so that makes a difference. And today can say, you know, good or bad or indifferent, whatever lifestyle they choose to live, I'm so proud of them.
I like,
You know,
Key. We jump in anytime you want. You need a little salad. Jump in anytime you want to. Apostle Sheila. Lifestyle, right? I talked about, I almost missed the relationship that God had with Morgan and I. I never fell out with Morgan. When she was younger, I used to be thinking, is this a year she's not gonna like me?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a year I'm not gonna like her at times? And so I never wanted that for Morgan and myself. So, and I think now that I'm talking about it, I'm thinking the reason why I shunned her, right? The reason why I didn't embrace her, I didn't want her to never like me.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though she said I was extremely hard on her, you want to. You mind me saying, right?
No.
You have kids that you also have a child that's also married
Mm-hmm.
to the same sex,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, we're children of the Most High God.
Mm-hmm.
I have a she loved to smoke marijuana. And for years, I couldn't embrace her because I hated that. She embarrassed me. Him. And so what am I saying? But yet we don't want to give it. And we cut our sisters, we cut our kids, we cut our sons, we cut our daughters off because they live in a same-sex relationship, or because they like threesome, or because they in what you call that, polyandry, whatever relationship, just different things. Even though we don't like the sin, we are supposed to still love them.
You know, my favorite scripture says, "Through loving kindness have I drawn all men." And so with my first daughter, I had a hard time with it. I tell you, and I still apologize. I still ask, forgiveness, because I was so.
They say we're going in and out. Everybody is saying we're going in and out. Hopefully, we're in now. Are we in now? How's it now, Whitney? Okay, heart. So I assume we're good. Go ahead, Pastor Mary.
So with my first daughter, when she came out, that was the hardest thing for me in my life. I was so embarrassed. I was everything. I gave my poor daughter a hard time. That she didn't deserve it.
Did you ever apologize?
Oh yes, I still apologize. I still apologize to my kids right now today, because we want to do things according to what men say, and every situation don't fit everybody's household. And the way you got through it may not be the way that my household got through it. And so when it hit my house the second time around, I was better. Not saying that I accepted, but I was in a better place to love regardless.
Mhm.
I was in a place to love her from a place of God, like a Christ kind of love, of godly love, and not a love that judged.
Mhm.
Because if God had judged me and cast me away from because of my sins, where would I be?
Mhm.
And so, and like I go back again and said that scripture say, "Through love and kindness have I drawn all men." And so it's the act of love. And sometimes we do stuff with such a hard heart. Instead of them coming close to us, we push them farther away.
Mhm.
Now, what they do know that I don't approve of it,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna love my child because of it.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to hate the sin, but I'm gonna love my child, and that may not be everybody's story. Everybody can't float with that, and I'm all right with that, and I'm all right with because I remember you couldn't even get me to say that I had a daughter in the same lifestyle. That's known that my daughter's married to a woman, but it is what it is. And we're talking about an almost 35 and a 40-year-old woman. They have their life. Amen. And so that's what they choose. But in the midst of it, I still love them. I still care deeply for all of my children. I respect them and so very proud of them.
Yeah. Pastor Sheila?
I think that we got bad weather over here, so it keeps cutting in and out over here too. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me because unfortunately the volume for you guys is so low. But I think I heard you, Angela, make a statement about you and Morgan. I wanted to kind of go back to that for a minute. I don't know if you said that there are times when you didn't like Morgan or Morgan didn't like you. I'm not exactly sure because I couldn't hear you that well.
It was time when I didn't like Mama.
Oh, well, have you guys ever felt like that about your kids? Were there times that you felt like you didn't like your own children?
Didn't like them, couldn't stand them. And it wasn't.
Everybody had a moment.
What?
Oh my God. I've had many.
I didn't even want kids. I didn't want kids.
You're not a parent. You're not a parent and you're not being real. If you can spend all the days of your life, you just, listen, I just love that baby. And it didn't matter being just a moment.
Just a moment.
It could have been just a moment,
Moments.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes you like them and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Go ahead, Sheila.
Yeah, that is just so true. And here's the thing about that too, that when I have those moments with her, I'm frustrated because I don't like to have those moments with her. You know what I mean? And then when we have a conversation, she be talking about, well, Mama, sometimes I don't like you either.
And that's good. that she's able to voice that. There's time when she don't care. And I'm telling you, I have this one daughter, Ebony Lewis, would tell my children that I was crazy. I couldn't stand her.
Whitney said, take it easy on us. Listen, Whitney, you guys did not take it easy on. I used to remember my mom used to say, that's okay. You're going to have a girl and she's going to be just like you. Now, I had 2 boys, but she would never say that. But she would always say, that's okay. You're going to have a girl and she's going to be just like you. I was like, no, I ain't. Because I had 2 boys and I had no intention on having another baby. Until we got saved and found out we was pregnant.
With that last child.
And this one right here going to tell me that if I have an abortion, I'm going to die. That's another story. But anyway,
listen, the best.
She said, O'Brien, she told me that I was going to die on the table.
I remember.
That's because she didn't want to have that baby by herself.
No,
that was your word.
It wasn't my word. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell the story real quick. Let me tell you just a little bit. It wasn't my word neither.
Yes,
but it was a story told that this wife had stepped out on her husband and got pregnant. And the husband said, have an abortion. And so the evangelist said, the Lord said, not only would the baby die, but she would die too. Okay. But she did not know I was pregnant.
Okay, so why did you bring that to me? That didn't say that about me.
No.
That was your word. It was your pastor. It was your church. It was your word. It was your revelation, not mine. Nevertheless,
but listen,
anyway,
just suppose you want to touch that word. Our beautiful Morgan would not be here today.
I thank God for Morgan. Okay. That's what she told me, Gloria. She told me if I had an abortion, I was going to die, Gloria. That's what she told me.
Anyway, let's talk about this fool for 1 minute.
Anyway, you don't always like your children, O'Brien. I have moments. There's times, the first child I did not like was Ken, right? The second child I did not like was Morgan. The child that I did not like waited until he was grown for I did not like him, which was Eric. They didn't come in an order of not liking him. It was like at different times of life. But when I tell you that there is absolutely nothing I wouldn't do for all 3 of my kids, and I am so grateful for them. And I used to hate when they used to say, children are a blessing, children are a blessing. I was like, where that's at? I didn't see it.
But you're seeing it now.
I'm seeing it now.
I'm seeing it now. You know.
Okay, talk about our food.
Okay, listen.
O'Brien, you back?
I really.
Yeah, my phone keeps freezing. So I want to ask you guys about the salad. Are you guys making one for every day of the week?
Okay, I'm only doing 3 salads. I did 3 days. Well, because my salads is going to be for lunch. I'm sorry, my salad is going to be for dinner, and I'm thinking of having like a wrap for lunch. So this is my salad, and then the days that I'm only doing one meal prep for me and Woody because I don't really like salmon, and I absolutely do not like grilled shrimps or what you call those?
Sauteed
Sauteed
So
shrimps.
how do you keep the I'm sure I'm not the only one that's wondering this because I see people doing these salad jars all the time. If you're doing anywhere from 3 to 5 days, at some point in time, isn't the lettuce going to wilt?
Not
How do
at
you keep
all.
No,
Not at all.
this is why you use glass jar, mason jars. It keeps the suction of the air out, so it keeps it from withering. Not only that, you put the
Oh,
salad
okay.
dressing on the
All
bottom.
your wets go to the
All
bottom.
your wets, correct. All your wets goes to the bottom, and so it can hold up to a good week.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh
so
wow, okay.
And when you get ready to dump it out, you can either shake it or you just dump it out on your plate. I don't want to turn it upside down because my
Right.
salad dressing will fall to the bottom.
Yeah.
But you just simply dump it on your plate, or if you want to, you shake it and you eat it from the jar.
Right.
And
So the last thing you put in is the greens,
No, well, yes, you put the lettuce in last.
right?
The first thing you put in is the dressing, and then you will put, like if you had tomatoes or cucumbers or onions, those things get soggy. So you put those on so they can also absorb into the dressing. Your bell peppers and your onions, your eggs, and then you will put bacon and your meats, and then you will put your
I added some cayenne pepper, some jalapeno peppers in mine. Y'all know I like everything
Nice.
spicy. But for as our meal prep, we have been pan-seared salmon, green beans, fresh broccoli, and so we're plating it up now. This is the green bean.
So this is the green beans for me and salmon. She cooked my salmon hard. You guys, I know you probably can see that because I don't like the texture of fish nor shrimps unless it's fried. And so she seared it a little longer for me. And then she did broccoli.
Or why don't you do grilled
Sweeties.
chicken?
Say it again.
Why don't you do grilled chicken?
Yeah, I didn't do grilled chicken today because I didn't think that we were going to do meal prep. But Mary, this is Woody's. Mary brought everything and then some, and so I just thought we was going to do salads today. So I'll do me some chicken during the week. But
Y'all can see these.
Truth be
I don't know
told,
if y'all can see these shrimps.
I don't like day old or leftover chicken breast. When I grill chicken breast, I like to grill it daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Anything else?
We have enough food that Woody can get. Where's the salmon?
This is salmon right here. You want to put shrimp and salmon on top, or you want a different?
Yeah, he
different
can. He
bowl?
can.
Shrimp.
Okay.
Show you shrimp.
This is the shrimp, y'all.
Hold the bowl.
Looks good.
Show them this bowl here.
And then this is full of seasoning. Hold it down,
And
son.
this is a little broccoli we got left.
This is all the broccoli we have
We can
left,
show the green
guys.
beans.
And we got a gun right here.
Listen, everybody, I was able.
Green beans.
This week has been a wonderful week, and I was able to do everything that I needed to do for myself. I was able to get in this kitchen and cook. I was telling my sister that's an act of love. My two last kids, their stepmom, their bonus mom, is sick. And their daddy is sick at the same time, and plus their mom. And I said, okay, God, I got to turn this thing around. And that's an act of love. You know, I don't want to be selfish and not take care of myself. I have to turn this thing around to show them that I'm here for them, that I love them, that I will fight like hell to live. And so last week, I made up in my mind, enough is enough. You know, I know how to do this. And if I have to kill whatever in my body by turning this thing around towards what I intake in my body, what I do to my body, then I'm going to turn it around. And so this week has been fabulous. And so I'm believing God that this week's going to be a greater week. You know, I feel good. I'm not wheezing. I hadn't used my inhaler all week. And so I know there's a shifting taking place. And not only, you know, thank God for each and every one of you that's sending prayers left and right for me. I really, really, really appreciate it. And so I'm just trusting God. And it's an act of love because it's selfish for me not to take care of myself and leave my children, my family, here.
It's selfish for me not to take care of myself because announcement. I'm about to be a yaya for the very first time. Woo! Well, you might say, "What's a yaya?" Well, I'm going to be a grandmother, but my son, Eric, he said that I was going to be a yaya. I'm like, "What's a yaya?" He's like, "You ready to be a grandmother?" I was like, "Yeah." So I'm a yaya. My baby is due.
Your baby.
Is due May 8th, and it's a girl, and we're so excited. And people talk about that. You should know that as far as
Listen, I never in my life would have thought this one would say she was excited by having a grandbaby.
I know, right?
Yeah, because she's always tell her kids don't have babies.
It is so funny.
Shut up, Woody.
I was thinking about that the other night, and I did exactly what Woody did. I just bust out with the laughing because I never thought that she would ever say she was excited by having a grandchild.
You finna say something.
And it's the most amazing thing in the world. Could I tell you?
Oh, wow.
It's the most amazing
What,
thing.
O'Brien? What, Woody?
Oh, boy.
That's enough. Make Woody another shrink.
What you want to say, Woody?
Mic check. Can y'all hear me? Oh, Brian, can you hear me?
She can't hear you. They can't hear
I can
you.
hear, I think, yeah, low, but I can hear you guys.
Okay.
What did he say?
Nothing. No, I'm Yaya. Y-A-Y-A, Apostle Clyde. Y-A-Y-A. Hey, Sherry. Yes, Sherry, I'm going to be a Yaya. Yes. The Lord don't want Woody to say something, but he sure want to say something. Y'all should see him trying to get himself together. He's trying to come in, but nevertheless, I didn't want any grandkids.
It ain't what we want.
What?
It's sometimes
Go
exactly
ahead,
what we
Woody.
need.
Go ahead with yourself.
What? What do you mean?
Okay, so I didn't want any kids, and then did I say that out loud? Yeah, I didn't want kids either. I didn't just not want grandkids. I'm not one that wanted kids, and every child that I had, and you could judge me if you like. Every child that I had, I contemplated getting an abortion. Different situation caused me not to get an abortion, but I was just never one of those that wanted to have kids. I wanted to live the glam life. I wanted to live the so-called fabulous life, and I just felt that I couldn't do that with kids. And then having kids, it stressed me out so much because I felt like I did give my children everything I could. I am a great mother. I did sacrifice, and I know every child I had changed the way I lived my life. I know every child that I had brought me closer to Christ. I also know every child I had spent my money and spent my money. So I would tell my kids, don't have kids unless you're ready for the responsibility. Then I stopped saying don't have kids unless you're ready for the responsibility, and say, don't have kids, they're going to spend all your money. Don't have kids because they're going to spend all your money. Why am I telling you this? Even though I meant it, then again, maybe not as much to the point where I didn't never ever want grandkids, but saying things like that, it caused my son to, our kids to say they never wanted kids because their mom said don't have children. So my kids are 29, 33, 29, and 27, and I'm about to be a yaya for the very first time.
Awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, people always say that. They say it's nothing like it, that you spoil them or you
And best thing, you send her home.
and you send them home.
Well, no, my first one, I almost raised her, but I wouldn't have had it no other way.
I'm saddened because it's probably a God thing, but I'm saddened because they're not here in Florida. I wish they were here in Florida, but they're not. And so I say all of this to say, as we raise kids, right, we don't have a playbook. We're probably never ever going to get it right. There's always going to be some form of dysfunctional relationship or doing something that could have hindered their growth. But you repent and you continue to do the best that you can.
And you move on because they are such a blessing. When I tell you, and it may not look like it in the beginning, I'm going to talk to the single parent. because I raised children as a single mother. And it may not look like you in the beginning, like, oh my God, they're going to always be baby. They're going to always want this or need that. But it's going to get better. I guarantee you, as the years progress, they're going to get better. And if you rear those children in the Lord, that's the best thing you can do. That is the very best thing. Show them love. Show them unconditional love. And it's not about the money. It's not about the material thing. It's about the love that you pour into them. It's about that time you get in the kitchen with
spend
them.
some time with them.
And cook with them. You know, I remember days when, listen, we didn't have no cookers in the house. We baked cookies. I remember we used to make Jell-O pudding and Jell-O. My children don't eat it today, but those things brought us together. And so you do little things to keep the family, and conversation, communication is key when you're raising children.
I remember mom used to say that when they're young, they're in your pockets. When they're old, they're on your heart.
That's my saying.
It
Always.
is so true that you may not have to take care of them financially. But if my daddy was here, he would probably still be taking care of us financially, because that's the kind of father he was. You don't have to take care of them financially, but you have to constantly pray for them, intercede for them, be a listening ear
Always.
for them, be there to wrap your arms around them, be there to embrace and celebrate the good and bad. And what I like about my sister Mary is that not just my sister Mary, but when our children are not doing what they're supposed to do, when we know that they are living contrary to what God has called them to, we still know how to embrace them. We still know how to love on them. We still know how to intercede for them and pray for them.
Mhm.
And so just do that for your children. Be there for them. Be their listening ear. Be their intercessor. Be their pastor. Be their preacher. Be their prophet. Be their prophetess. Be whatever they need you to be. That when life hits, because life is going to hit.
It's going to hit.
When life hit, they know that you're there. They have someone to talk them off the ledge. Yeah, these are eyeballs. You can change your food around, but these are eyeballs.
Oh, that's why it ain't fitting, because I need a salmon.
Okay.
I got 2 shrimp and no salmon. Anyway, going back to that, and there's a time when you have to be a pastor, you have to be a mother, you have to be an intercessor. There's times when I know that I can't come with them with a mother heart. I have to come with them with a pastor heart. I have to come with them with a heart of an intercessor. And so you need to know those times in their life when that need to take place, when your children are going through it, when all hell wish to come against them. I can't go there as a mother. I got the biblical cord. I got to cut that. Now I got to come in as an intercessor. I got to come in and walk in the flows of hell, because that's my child. But that mothering spirit going to cause me to wimp out. It's going to cause me to feel sorry for them. It ain't going to give me what I need to fight for them. And so there's time when I know if one of my kids call me and it's a certain way they said, Mom, oh, I know. You don't want Mama Mary. You want that intercessor. Or you want that pastor, or you want somebody to stand in the gap for you. And so you have to know that as, you know, being a mother and walking in all these places that God has called you in, because your children need it. And there's time when sometimes God has said, hey, don't pray. You know, shut your mouth. Don't come to me with that. And then that mother thing will kick in, and I want, oh God, please. But I have learned and matured enough when God said, this ain't your business. I know as a mother to back away.
Yeah, because what we want, even though we're a mother, we still want them to have a relationship with God. We still want them to develop the ear to hear him when he speaks. But while they can't, we do intercede. And I know that too. I have a child that when they FaceTime me, I know they're not in the best space as far as sadness and missing me. So I make time no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in work or church, I'm going to make time to stop, because that call to me is I need you. Because other than that, I'm just going to get a text. But when I get a FaceTime, they need me. And so I make myself available. And so you learn the voice of your children. You learn their words. You learn the way they express. You learn the way their emotions show up on their face, so that you can be that they need at that time.
Because plenty of time my children will call me and I said, no, meet me at the house. I need to put my eyes on you. I need to see you. I need to be in your present. I need to feel your spirit. I need to know really what's going on, you know? And there's time, and that's the heart of a mother. You know, I'm quite sure everything we did was not to my mama liking, because God knows I was grown and want to be grown in her house.
She been grown all her life.
All my life.
All
And my
her
mama
life.
was not having that, and we bumped heads a lot. But I thank God, and it took me to be 50 years old to realize that she loved me. And what she was trying to do was to raise me to be a woman, to raise me to be able to raise my children. And so everything our kids do, God knows they don't feel good. I'm telling you, it does not feel good. But I guarantee you, it will work out for their good if you stand your place as their mother, and sometimes as their friend, because I feel like now my children are my best friend. They're my greatest friend. You know,
you gotta know when to transition, right?
Exactly. Most
You have
definitely.
to know when you can
Most
say
definitely.
they're your friends.
Listen.
But at times, when at a certain age, they need to be
They
mother.
need to be mother, because when my children was coming up, I didn't play with my children. You didn't play hit me with me. You didn't joke with me. None of that.
And you got that from your mama.
Listen, and God knows I got that from
your
her.
mama.
You mess around and push. I'll be about to snatch that hair. You don't try.
Not no more though.
Not no more. Because we play and we hug and we joke, we crack joke. But there was a season in our life we didn't do that. I didn't do that with my kids, because you was gonna respect me. You wasn't gonna put your foot on me. You weren't gonna handle me no any kind of way. But now as they're older and they're mature, they know me in and out.
And I think we get that as far as, even though we're different, right? We do pick up habits from our parents. We do pick up some of their traits because it's our worldview, meaning that's what we grew up in. That's what we saw. And so it also shaped how we are as a mother and how we are as a parent. And I just imagine how mom felt, that knowing, I don't imagine anymore. Now I know how she felt, because you know when your child don't like you, right? Because you know when you don't like them. And so you, even in not liking them, you still mother. Even in not liking the choices they make, you still give them wisdom. You still share their wisdom. And somewhere in that thing turn around. And so you have to know that you're doing the best that you can. You got to know that there's no perfect mother, there's no perfect child, there's no perfect father. You just do the best you can. But whatever you do, you got to do it with love.
You got to do it with love. It always love. It's gonna always come back to love, and that's what it's all about. Showing that unconditional kind of love, that love that's full of compassion, that love is full of empathy, and sometimes you don't want to give it. You know, I remember going through it with my oldest daughter when she was younger, and I used to go in the shower and just cry, and for days she'll be to call herself ran away, you know, because she was grown too. And she would run away, and she would come back home, and I'll be saying what I ain't gonna do when she come here, blah blah blah. And so when she come, I make sure she had her hair done. I make sure she had new clothes, everything. And I would say to her, hey, Ashley, if you're gonna run away, baby, wait till the children go to sleep, because I know she was gonna leave. Don't leave in front of them, and you know, and the house be tore up. And then you know, the days when she be gone, and I'll say, was Ashley here? They'll say, no, ma'am. Did y'all see Ashley? No, ma'am. All the time. Ashley been there every day. Ashley done brought them food to eat. But I was making them feel like they
couldn't be her sisters.
She wasn't wanted, you know, because she was breaking my heart, and it was causing me. But thank God for the spirit of love. They knew how to stood, you know, in the gap for her, and they, you know, continue to love on her. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but you know, because of the love of the Father. And think about what he had to do. He had one son, and he allowed his son to get up on that cross that we may have life. That was the epitome of love, what real love, what true love is. And I believe that's what the Father wants us to show to our children, regardless of what they done or what they may be still doing. They're our kids, and there's no mistaking him. He knew what was going to happen. He knew the choice they was going to make, and yet he said, you can handle that, Mary. I'm going to give them to you. You'll be able to raise them. You'll be able to rear them. You will steer them in the right way. And so who am I to say, God, thank you, but no thank you?
I like that. And I'm going to go back to, oh man, I was thinking about something you said, but I was too busy trying to get one of these string beans.
It might be a little crunchy for you.
It's not too late to apologize, right?
Oh no, never,
You said
never.
I like the idea that you apologize to
No.
your kids. It's not too late to
It's
apologize.
never too late.
And you know, it is never too late to even work on bettering the relationship.
Exactly.
For those that's out there who feel like they don't have a relationship with their child, or there is no understanding in between the two of them, and that it is too late. It is not.
It's
too
never
late.
too late.
God can turn anything
Mhm.
around, and how do you, to make you see your children in a better light, right? And even for those adults that's on here, to see your parents in a better light. There is absolutely no one online or in earth that's perfect.
None.
All of us have done some things before we came over to Christ.
Mhm.
All of us had sin. All of us had anger. All of them, some of us fornicators. Some of us slept with the same sex. Some of us liars. Some of us stole things. But
Sold
yet,
drugs.
some of us sold drugs, right? Some of us wanted to be a high class hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us had abortions. Some of us had children out of wedlock. But God still called us, knowing we was going to do all those things, right? Not only did he call us, he still loved us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you think about the things that your parents may have done, it's none of those things, right? They might have yelled at you. They might have beat you. They may have not spent enough time with you. But God that's in you should still find a way to love them.
Mm-hmm.
To love them.
And forgive them.
And forgive.
Yeah, forgive your parents. You know, I used to hear my mama say, I'm doing the best I know how.
Yeah.
And you don't think, oh, she could do better. Oh, she could have bought me this. She could have bought me this. No. If she could have, she would have.
Girl,
It's hot.
that's too much pepper, Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a pepper girl, and I told you now. I don't want to bite Jesus. I during that.
Listen, God.
But
Mary,
that's how I eat.
I don't want it. You can have it with it, because that is ridiculous.
That's how I eat, y'all. I'm so sorry. If it ain't spicy, I'm not eating it. I'm definitely not eating it. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, forgive
You put
them.
this food too spicy. Look at me.
But why you eating the green? That's good, ain't it?
With the bell pepper and onion. I love bell pepper and onion. I love
don't
raw
see how.
bell pepper and onion.
But anyway, what was I saying? It's never too late to forgive. Even now, if something run across my mind, I may shoot my children a text and say, "Forgive me if I had not been a good parent. If I didn't do it right. If I didn't get it right." And one of them text, "Mom, you did well. You did good. I thank you." Because sometimes you don't know. Imagine when I was saying to my mom, "Oh, you don't like me because I'm black."
Oh, that's what I want to go back to. Not to cut you off. You said you didn't know Mom loved you until you was 50 years
No,
old.
wait, no, not when I realized
That she loved you.
that she loved me. And it took me, like when I turned 50, and as I went down the years, I could see every aspect of my life,
And why she did what she did.
what she did and why she did it, and how it made me the woman I am today.
Let me
Like
tell you.
that lady shaped and molded me with such qualities that if it had not,
qualities, sis.
listen,
Qualities.
I wouldn't have been able to raise my 5 children. I would have never been able to get up and go to work every day. Like I could have lived off the system. I could have wrote it out. But that's not what I saw my mom do. Even though she had a husband all the days of her life, because we was in our 30s. I was in my 30s when my daddy passed away. I was like 31. And so we was all grown.
Yeah, I was 28.
Yeah, we was all grown. And so to see this amazing woman with such quality to take care of her children, like, oh God, now that's the love of a mother. And what she was trying to do, Mary Florence, you're not going to do that, because she was thinking about this day. Because I was only able to see what was right there in front of my face. But she knew that the years was going to come down the line, that a child going to someday come through my womb. And I need to be able to be a good mother to that child, rather that be chastising that child, because I thought I would never lay hands on my kids, but I was a single parent. So I had to beat their butts when I even wanted to.
No. I always knew
No, you didn't have a problem.
I didn't have a problem with
No, you
beating
didn't have a problem with it at all.
I didn't have a problem with beating my kids, because I worked hard for them. I raised them, and there were just some things they was not going to do. Would I do it different? I started doing it different with Morgan, because when you get Christ in your life, he'd be like, no, don't beat him. No, you can't do that. You got to talk to him. But I don't regret how I raised them, because I feel like I saved them from being raised by the streets.
Mhm.
I feel like I saved them for the enemy destroying them with the way I raised them.
Mhm.
And I wanted to say something about I knew what my mom was doing when I had Morgan. I remember being in the recovery room, and I could not wait to call my mom and cry and tell her how sorry I was for all the things that I'd done to her.
Mhm.
For the days I ran away, for the days that, I just didn't, I wasn't home. Now, I was just sneaky. You didn't, and when I say sneaky, I did things, and when they found out that I did it, I'd be like, yeah, I did it. But you didn't talk back to her. We didn't yell at her. We didn't yell at her. But I say those things to say that when you sit back and you want to be truthful, you can find the love and the forgiveness in your heart for your mother, or if you are a mother, for your children,
Mhm.
because we want people to love us, to give us grace, to give us mercy, to give us a second chance. We want people to forgive us. So we need to learn to forgive them, especially those that we love, because charity starts in the home, right? If you can't love your children and their shortcoming, you can't love your children with their wrongdoing, or you can't love their children with them trying to find themselves, then you need to
That's right. I'm eating.
you need to go again. And so that's what I wanted to say. Let me read a couple comments.
Brian said stop eating his food.
Who?
Somebody say it's the Mary for me. Is it? Are you picking at the way I call Mary her name, or
Mhm.
Whitney?
Probably.
Are you picking at how Mary is eating? This is real. Bring it. What do you like us to talk about? The teenager, even your own dog, you can't be friends with. Right? You can't. You got to find. It's even only now that I can really say I'm my kids' friends. But that can switch in a minute. It all depends on what we're talking about, where we at in life. That friendship can switch, and I'm going to go back to being mother.
Listen, children grown, married.
Mhm.
I cut that friendship, and I'm your mama.
Yeah.
I'm your mother, and thank God my children know the difference, and they still respect me in that place. And you got to know when you can cross over.
Yeah, when you can cross over.
Mm-hmm.
And so, ladies, fathers, children, mothers, single mothers, two-parent home, identify who your children are. Find those things that you can embrace them for. Know that they're not perfect, and neither are you. Know that God created them to be who they are. He said He formed them when they was in their mother's womb, when they was in your womb, when they was in my womb, and when your womb. God has already formed them. And if we didn't mold them at an early age, right? If you don't mold a child by the age of 3, their personality has already developed. So now you have to be able to do God with their personality. You have to learn to embrace their personality. You have to learn to love them. For those who say my mother wasn't there for me, she worked all the time. Find that she worked so you didn't be homeless. Find that she worked for you can be clothed. And if you was homeless, you got mothers who's homeless that even though they're homeless, they never leave their
That's it. They
child.
took care of those
And
children.
so you have to understand the capacity that your parents had at that time of raising kids.
Mhm.
Sometimes we hear this all the time. We do the best we can. I think about my mom. My mom was not raised with saying I love you. So it was hard for her to say I love you. But even in that, she was not too old to learn. She wanted to change. And so I say that to say, if you want to change, if you want to embrace your children, if you want to see your children for who God has called them to be, if you want your children to be a gift, release them and don't try to control them.
And you know what? She might have not have said it out of her mouth with words, but her actions
Most
spoke
definitely.
louder than any word or "I love you" could have.
Yeah, she cooked for us. She cleaned for us. She sewed clothes
She
for
beat
us.
our butts when we needed.
She was in school with us. She made sure we did our homework. She was not an absent parent.
Not at all.
And sometimes people think that their mother wasn't great because they're selfish or well, they're spoiled. But eventually, as you grow up and you start having children, or if you don't have children, life will teach you what real love is.
It really will. It
Life
really
will teach you what
And
real
I
love
thank
is.
God that we had two parents that we know that really I I think we were surrounded by love.
Oh, most definitely.
We were surrounded by love.
Most
And so it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And so don't beat yourself over the head if you're in a space right now that you don't like your kids, because we all been there. I guarantee you it will get easy. You will look back on the years and you would laugh, because me and my kids, we do it right now today. Some of the dumbest things we could have said or did, it is so funny now. It wasn't funny then. You know, I remember one time we was talking, and you know, I wish to think I was this good old mama, and they told me, "Oh, Mom, you could have went to jail the way you used to be." Ashley, my heart was broken. Then when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? You're right. Could have, because the laws have changed now. You know, and so you do something different. I don't even remember even beating, should I say spanking Brittany and Whitney.
Really?
No, not at all. You know, not at all. And you know, and my
girl, that ain't my story.
Not at all.
That ain't my story. I know I beat
and you know, and I worked so much. I said my children might have beat them. So I didn't have to beat them. I don't know what they was going through when I was at work. But I don't remember that. I remember one time I did, you know, I kicked Whitney because she did something. But for as me, no, don't remember that. And it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, I beat my kids. And so you have to do what you can. I don't feel bad about beating them. Everybody have had a real beating once in their life, but I think that one beating that they each had, it taught them what to do, not to cross lines. But what I did do, and what I'm telling you, is that I made time for my children. I was a hairstylist all their life, and I used to have off every Sunday and Monday. Sunday we went to church. Monday it was their day. I would take them bowling. I would take them to the movies.
Not just you make time for all of our children.
Not just my kids. I would take all of my nieces and nephews. And so you can't let the devil make you think that you are just such a horrible parent. Yeah. You might have was. I don't know you. But if you did, it's not too late if your children are alive. You can turn it around if you want to. But I don't know you. But if you want to, and
you should want to. You really, really should want to.
Yeah.
You know, for your kids' sake and for your sake. Because listen, you're not gonna always, and I can just tell you where I'm at right now today. You're not gonna always be young, and you're not gonna always be in good health. You take care of those children, I guarantee you they'll take care of you.
Wow, that's a good one. We're gonna end with that one. If you take care of your kids, I guarantee you they will take care of you. It's not too late to say I'm sorry. It's not too late to ask for forgiveness. It's not too late to build that relationship. Mothers, fathers, sons, daughter, it is not too late. I want to shout out my mother and tell you, you are just the
amazing
best mother, and I love you. I thank God for you. I'm glad that they say I'm a lot like you, and you taught me what to do with my children and what not to do. And just thank you for being mom. Thank you for loving us.
Much.
Just thank you. We cannot thank you enough. We try to tell you how much we love you. But just in case you didn't know, we love you. And we love our kids, and we're thankful for our children. And
every one of them.
Every last one of them. And I'm super excited for all that God is getting ready to do. Yes, that's it again.
Yeah.
That's me. She's going to be like, yeah, pick me up. Yeah, pick me up. Anyway. Papa, what did he say? He's gonna be just straight granddaddy, but that's okay. He can be granddaddy. I am Yaya, honey. And with that being said, thank you guys for staying.
Thank you so much
for 7 days of love. Tomorrow we have Mommy and Me with my daughter Morgan Christina, and then on the 7th we have Chris and Whitney Austin. And so stay tuned. We have so much to come. Remember to do. Doing Life with Angela, as well as the Be True to You Talk Show. You can like us on Instagram, all social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Go ahead and like us and share, and keep sharing this. Share it with some mothers that you know that need to rebuild their relationship. Share it with some strange family member who's estranged with one another. Share it and keep commenting, because we're going to come back and we always read the comments. And if we can, we will respond. And let us know what else you would like us to bring to you with Be True to You Talk Show, as well as me and my sisters together. Sorry O'Brien couldn't be here, but you guys know she lived kind of far. And here's to doing it different in 2023. Mothering different, loving different, caring different, showing up different, showing up with love, grace, and mercy, showing up the way you want people to show up for you. With that being said, this is your girl Angela, and everything you do, always be true to you. I love you and I mean it.
Good night. Bye.